perfect enlightenment must be realized. This is what is called vow. 16. Smita Mukapurva Balapan. Sutra. They speak with a smiling face. Sastra. Because they have uprooted hatred, chased away envy, and always practice great loving kindness, great compassion and great joy, because they have avoided the 4 kinds of evil speech, they have acquired a pleasant face. Some stanzas say, seeing a mendicant monk he treats him in 4 ways. As soon as he sees him, he looks at him kindly. He goes to meet him and speaks to him respectfully. He gives him a seat, and fulfills all his wishes. With such generous inclinations, the state of Buddhahood is quite close. The person who avoids the 4 sins of speech, lying, slander, harmful speech and frivolous speech, gains a magnificent reward. The kind, gentle person who seeks the path, wishes to save beings, and avoids the 4 sins of speech is like a harnessed horse. 17. Mahapasanmadhye Vasaradya Saman Vegata. Sutra. In the Great Assembly, they are endowed with the fearlessnesses. Sastra. As a result of the great merits, their firm qualities and their wisdom, they have acquired a supreme dharani of eloquence and, in the midst of the Great Assembly, they enjoy the fearlessnesses. Some stanzas say, inwardly, his mind, his wisdom and his merits are slender. Outwardly, he resorts to fine words. He is like a bamboo without pith that shows only its exterior. Inwardly, his mind, his wisdom and his merits are vast. Outwardly he makes use of true words. He is like a beautiful diamond, the inner and outer power of which are complete. Moreover, they are endowed with the fearlessnesses, they are handsome, of noble family and of great power. Their discipline, their concentration and their wisdom are perfect. Having nothing to fear, this is why they are fearless in the midst of the great assembly. Some stanzas say, the person of little merit and without wisdom is unable to occupy a high seat. He is like a wolf in the face of a lion, that crouches down and does not dare to come out. The great sage is without fear, he can occupy the lion's seat. He is like the lion whose roar makes all the beasts tremble. Having accumulated immense and infinite wisdom and merit, they have nothing to fear. Some stanzas say, the person who has destroyed all his faults, and succeeds in avoiding the minor sins, a great virtuous person of this kind, has no vow that cannot be realized. This person of great wisdom is free of suffering in this world, because for such a person samsara and nirvana are identical. Finally, they have acquired only the fearlessnesses belonging to the bodhisattva. Thus, in the Pna Po Na Wang King, it is said that the bodhisattvas acquire only the 4 fearlessnesses. This has been said above. 18. Anantakalpakoti Dharmada Sananasaranakasala. Sutra. For innumerable koti of kalpas, they have been skilled in preaching the Dharma and in surpassing. Sastra. They themselves have thoroughly cultivated the roots of good, such as zeal, etc. This was not for just 1, 2, 3 or 4 lifetimes, but indeed for innumerable asam kaya kalpas that the bodhisattvas have accumulated qualities and wisdom. A stanza says, they have produced the great thought for beings. The person who disdains and scorns them commits an unspeakably grave sin. How much more guilty the person who wants to harm them. Moreover, for incalculable and immeasurable kalpas, the bodhisattvas have cultivated their body, practiced discipline, exercised their mind and their intelligence, understood themselves arising and cessation, the bonds and deliverance, intractability and adaptability. They understand the true nature of dharmas. They possess the 3 kinds of analysis, namely, of text, of meaning and of acquisition. They understand the various sermons without difficulty. In order to preach the doctrine they use the virtue of skillful means and the virtue of wisdom. All the words of these bodhisattvas are the words of the Aryas to whom it is appropriate to accord faith. Some stanzas say, "The person who is intelligent but who lacks knowledge does not know the true nature. He is like an eye that can see nothing in complete darkness. The learned person who has no wisdom also does not know the true meaning. He is like a lamp in full daylight where the eye would be absent. As for the learned person of keen wisdom, his words merit trust. The person who has neither wisdom nor knowledge is just an ox in a human body." Question. The sutra should say that the bodhisattvas for innumerable koti of kalpas are skilled in preaching the doctrine. Why does it also say that they are skilled in surpassing? Answer. The bodhisattvas preach easy subjects to the ignorant and the disciples. They preach difficult subjects to the learned and the masters with keen wisdom. Among teachers of mediocre knowledge, they diminish themselves. Among the Siksa and the learned, they welcome objections with courage and joy. Among all beings, they give evidence of great power. Thus, a stanza in the Tian Hui King, Devasamaja Sutra, says, "His face, his eyes and his teeth gleam and light up the great assembly. He outshines the brilliance of all the gods who all disappear." This is why it is said that for innumerable koti of kalpas the bodhisattvas have been skilled in preaching the doctrine and in surpassing. End chapter 10.